In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to put an operating system on your Raspberry Pi. Specifically, I will show you uh, how to burn a Raspberry Pi OS image into a micro SD card. I specifically chose to use the verb burn or image to your micro SD card is because in older days when we try to copy some files on a CD or DVD, we used to call it burn it on CD or DVD. Okay, so we still use the burn as a verb to describe the process of um, copying the system image onto a medium such as microSD in this case. Okay, so excuse me. There are some steps. There are some preps you need to do. Number one is you need to plug your microSD card into a card reader so that you can plug it to the USB interface. And then next step is if you're using a Mac, if you are a Mac user, because you don't have a USB interface, you need to use this adapter to plug the card reader into your MacBook. Okay, so other than that, I think pretty much the rest of the steps are pretty much the same. But let's take a look at the Mac first. So I'm going to plug my micro SD card into my MacBook, and let me show you what's the difference you can observe. So before I plug, I'm going to open my Finder. Um, let's see, plug it now. All right. Okay, I plugged it. I think you can see that here's a SanDisk USB showed up here. And if you look at the get info, um, mine is 32 gigabyte, right? Yours may be different, but this is what I have in here. Okay, and then the next move is go download Raspberry Pi Imager software. Okay, download Raspberry Pi Imager software, which is about 20 megabytes big. So I'm gonna go to this website. Control C. I should say Command C, Command V. All right. So here, this is exactly the same image as here. So since we're in a Mac OS, yeah, this is turned to Mac OS automatically. So I'm going to click it to download it. Okay, I got it here. Double click. Okay, it's loading now. It's being loaded. And I'm going to move it to my applications. Okay, and then I go to my Finder, close all that. If you go to applications, you'll see that Raspberry Pi Imager shown here. Double click to open it. You can close this now. It has opened. It's prompting that it's prompting that this program may not be safe, but we open it anyway because we know this is a safe. So one way to verify whether this is a safe or not is you can use that hash value comparison techniques, but we'll skip that here for now. Okay, so if you're really concerned about the security, that's one thing you can do. So at here, if you go back to the instructions, um, this is showing the Windows step. Okay, it's not that different. Let's come back here. I'm going to choose the first option here. There are many other options here. There are many interesting options there. As you can see that there's an emulation and game OS and media player and so forth. So there is if I'm not wrong, there is a retro gaming console. Here, there is a retro computing platform. I may try this during the winter break. It looks very fun. But for now, I'm gonna focus on this. Okay, so you click this, and then the destination where your image is going to be copied into or burned into. So click this. This is the USB, I'm sorry, the micro SD card plugged through the USB interface card reader. If you don't see this, there may be something wrong with your card reader or your micro SD card. Okay, click it, and I'm gonna click write, and I'm going to start writing the image to my microSD card. So it's reminding me all data is going to be erased, which is fine. Click yes. Okay. Okay. Password. Okay. Yeah, Mac is very security aware operating system. Sometimes it's a little too much to me. Okay. So I'm gonna pause my video for a second so that it can finalize the process so that your time is not wasted, but you'll have to wait on your end as well. So mine is almost done with writing the files into the microSD card. I believe that it will start to verify, right? It will start to verify the contents, whether everything is there. Okay. You can also think about this process as this is it's gradually generating. Um, this is generating the hash files, all the files involved in this copy paste process. Okay, and then try to compare the expected hash with hash that's newly generated. Right, and then uh, if there's exact match, that means everything is there. You're safe to use. Okay, if hash value does not match, that means the verification is kind of failed. Okay, that is the general idea behind this process. I'm gonna pause for a second, wait until this thing finishes. Okay. Now, as you can see, the verification process has finished. I'll click continue. It's safe to close this program now. And then if you open your Finder again, and as you can see now, you're seeing a, no, this is not. This is a Raspberry Pi installation package that's disguised as a USB drive. In Windows, you can see a boot image showing up here. It looks like with a Mac, it's not showing. So let me unplug my USB, and then I'll plug it back to see if there's anything happens. Okay, now this is what I'm talking. When you unplug it and then plug it back, you'll see that there's a boot disk show up here. Don't make any changes here. If you make any changes here, you'll have to repeat the whole thing again. Okay, so now congratulations, your Raspberry Pi operating system has been successfully burned into a micro SD card, and the next step is going to be turn on your Raspberry Pi with a micro SD card plugged in it.